Hello, everyone, and welcome to live demo for Moi. Um, Moi actually means hi in Finnish, literally. But let's dive into the product today. And for next about 40 minutes, we will go through the live demonstration as well as some of the key tenets of Moi as well. I'm Nilay, one of the co-founders of Klevu, and I also have our CTO Neeraj, who is also the co-founder, dialing from countryside today, sitting in a nice caravan somewhere. And thank you, Neeraj, for joining and taking a time while you are actually on holiday. All right, so these are the kind of the key points we're gonna go through. The let's start with a bit of vision first, that where Moi fits into Clear vision, and then key elements of Moi. How can you try it, and then we'll straight jump into the live demonstration. Um, if you step back, this is something we developed probably in 2021. This diagram. Um, that what's our vision about the whole commerce as a landscape, and at the center of everything it's the personalization. AI NLP is at the very center core of Clevu, because that's what actually truly empowers the relevance and the discovery for the customers. As we progress, we this is more like an onion model. So if you actually peel the lower layer of onion, then you have another kind of layer coming up there. So each layer has its own sort of product applications, and then like each layer of the onion actually emits the smell. Similarly, each layer of the application also emits data, and more data that we capture, the more applications we build that helps customers to co-create value for their business through the shoppers and the shopping. So this Moi kind of really fits into the shopping assistant bucket of our long-term vision. And there are some other initiatives that we will also be taking as we progress. If we continue on that, so bit of the evolution. So we started, like, these are the different generation of search or relevance discovery evolution, and we started at Klevu about 9 years ago on NLP, so it's generation 3. That's where we started. And if you look at where the industry is sort of moving, it's moving towards understanding so let's say if you type on the mobile, or you have nowadays you have touchscreen interfaces, or visual discovery, voice-based discovery. All of these are kind of more senses-based discovery. And then the fifth gen that you are looking at here is that opinion-based discovery. And that's where Moi kind of fits in. And Moi is true application of opinionated discovery. Now, what does that mean? And then that's where it's very important to understand that Moi is a conversational assistant designed to help guide shoppers through their search journey. But I think the key word here is the conversational. Many companies nowadays are, thanks to OpenAI, are taking a liberty to use word conversational, at ease. However, Moi is perhaps the first of its kind where it's actually truly conversational. Now, why? Conversation requires two-way exchanges. Now, if you look at Google or Amazon or even OpenAI for that matter, they are one query engines, meaning you fire a query and it will actually give you some answers to that query. OpenAI, even you fire a query, it will answer you, and it can say that you can ask me these other questions as well. It's not conversation. Conversation means somebody actually giving you a direct opinion or ask you a follow-up question on your question. And that's our attempt with Moi, that actually a system intelligently and ask relevant questions back to the shopper and guide the shopper through their discovery journey itself. So in a way, it's a search, but without a search box. And we're going to go through it why we call it this way. Before we go into live demonstration, what are the key tenets or elements of Moi? Number one, as we went through it, it's conversational. It's connected to your catalog. So if you look at most of the conversational applications, they are mostly dealing with support issues, or customer support chatbots, and so on. Moi is one of its kind applications that actually connects with the catalog. and that's super powerful. So if you're already using Klevu, your catalog is already with Klevu, and it means it's much easier to kind of cater this sort of experience to your shoppers. Third, very interesting, is that it actually learns from the store performance. So most of the conversational applications, they are disconnected from the store, but because we are very much integral part of the store, which is search, and we already capture your checkouts, clickstream, and overall store performance, meaning user behavior, we are actually able to, we have developed Moi in such a way that it's a dynamic ranking algorithm. It means the products it's suggesting are dynamically ranked based on the store performance, like we do also for Klevu search. Fourth, very important, merchandising. Anything you do in your search merchandising application, that would be respected by Moi when it actually presents the product to the customers as well. The chat interface itself that we have developed is also very modern. So most of the chat interfaces do not support the banners, for example, or the labels within the chat. The current chat systems don't actually support that. But Moi, by default, supports these sort of very modern user experience elements by default, actually. So some of the kind of the key attributes. So it's guided, meaning you could have a guided journey with Moi, or you could have a very open-ended question answering system with Moi. Moi is smart, like I went through the dynamic ranking system. Third is the respect. So respect is sort of built in inherently in Moi, so that it always is respectful to the shopper. It doesn't kind of just give a false answer. It's very good, could say that I do not have the answer, rather than just have a hallucination and give, just come up with some answer to the question. We have developed now a system where you can actually see the performance of Moi, meaning which questions people are asking, how many of them are converting, what's the actual business performance, and so on, that we will go through as well today. And the final is the fallback. It's very important as well that all of these systems, if they fail, what happens? So if the shopper does not get relevant answers, or is not happy with something, what is the option? What is the alternative? So we have developed now, after some iterations, a mechanism that you can actually just toggle the Moi switch, and it falls back to the Klevu search itself. How do you trial it? If you're already Klevu customer, it's pretty easy. There are three kind of key things. One is the catalog. The store needs to be in English. The catalog eligibility, meaning that is your catalog comprehensive enough, and is your front end on our JS theme or a latest JS theme, or the API based. Based on this, you have some options to kind of try Moi, and within the Klevu Merchant Center itself, you should be able to see this option and also review the eligibility itself. So it shouldn't require kind of a lot of manual work to review the eligibility or compatibility for Moi. Then you enable it on your staging site always, test it, try it, and then once you are happy, we review and you go live. All right, and so this is what I went through as a prerequisite. So store needs to be in English, catalog needs to be comprehensive enough, and you should be on the latest Klevu JS theme, or use the APIs that are available. But with that, we have like 10 minutes I spent. So I think for next 20 minutes or so, I would like to have back to Neeraj to go through the actual live demonstration, and I will probably stop sharing the screen.
Yeah, thank you, Nilay. I will share my screen. If you can, please just confirm if you're able to see my screen. Is it visible, Nilay?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. Yeah, so Nilay explained what are the key elements of Moi, and he also talked about the eligibility criteria and how to enable it on your store. I will first take you to the Merchant Center, where we show how it will appear in the Merchant Center and how one can enable it. So here under the Merchant Center, we have added this new option. It's not visible at the moment, but when it will be launched, this under the innovations section, you will see Moi as an option. And under the Moi, you will see this analytics and configuration option. We will come back to analytics in few minutes. But if you look at the configuration, there will be some options available here through which you will be able to verify if if the store can be activated with Moi, if the Moi can be activated on the store. But assuming that it is an English store, it has some reasonable number of filters, and it is using our Klevu theme. In most cases, it will be possible to enable it. But once the store has been configured, integrating on your store is as easy as turning on this particular option here, enable Moi on storefront. If you turn this on, what happens on the front end is, if you look at this store, for example, you will see this bar coming up at the top, and it has this option of use new search. Now, when I click on this, it opens up this tab. This is our Moi window. If somebody would like to go back, this is what Neil mentioned about the fallback. If somebody would like to go back to the search system, they can turn off this toggle button, and they are back. They can search for any term as usual. They are doing it now. But let's look at Moi, how it works, and some of its functionality. Okay, so first let's have a look at this window itself, and there are different options available. There comes a welcome message. I'm your shopping assistant. How can I help you? This is something, if you want to change, you want to change the text of this welcome message. This is something it's possible to do. Then we have certain buttons here. If I click on products, for example, it shows me all the different types of products which are available on the store. Now, all these product nouns, they have been automatically extracted from the catalog, and they keep updating if you add a new product type to your catalog. Let's say I'm looking for a chandelier, so I click on that, and here it comes back with a question. So this is where what Neil mentioned about the conversational aspect of the chat system that comes in the play. So here, when I clicked on chandelier, it has come back with a question. It's asking me if there was any particular finish that I was looking for my chandelier. Now, and here it shows all the different options which are available in your catalog. Now, you would wonder where these questions are coming for and how does it decide which questions to ask. This is where we utilize the filters, the facets that you have indexed with our backend. So in case you want certain new questions to be asked here, the prerequisite is that they have to be provided as a filter in our system. Okay, so here it comes with a question, and here I can choose one or more options here. But let's say I'm clicking on this old bronze. So it understood I'm looking for chandeliers. It also understood that old bronze is the filter type that I like to apply. So it has shown me all these results. Okay, so far we have only looked at the options and just played with clicking on different options. But this is a chat system. What it means that it should actually allow you to type a question, specify your requirement, and it should understand it. It should come back with the responses. To demonstrate this, let's take one scenario. Let's say I am a shopper on this website which is selling different types of chandeliers or different types of lights here, and I'm here to look for a chandelier that fits in my 5x5 lounge. And I want to look at few options which are available, and then understand which one fits my criteria. So my first question, I'm looking at this different chandeliers available here. Let's say my first question is that which of them is the brightest and why. So when I ask this question, which of them is the brightest and why, the system considers all these options which are visible here, and it will try to find out which of them is meeting the criteria that I have specified here. So you can see it has come back with the answer. It says this particular one, the Hinckley HK Plymouth, is the Hinckley Plymouth 15 is the product that's the brightest among all of them with 15 lights. It says it has maximum voltage of 15 volt, uh, E14, and the other products have fewer lights, and because of that it has considered this particular product as the brightest one. Now let's say after having looked at these products, if I want to ask further about this particular product, I can click on this product questions, and in here now all my questions, whichever questions I will ask, they will be for this particular product. So I can ask, for example, how tall is it? Now, in this case, when I ask this question, it is looking into the description that we have about this product in the Klevu backend, and it is trying to find out the answer for that. So here you can see it has come back with the answer that's in mm. Let's say I want it to tell me this height in inches. So I can say, hey, can you share height in inches? The system will take the height that was in mm, and it has converted that into the inches, giving me 45 inches as the answer. I can ask more questions like what type of bulbs would I need? Again, it has gone through the description specifications and it has found that I will require 15 of 40 volt bulbs and E14. Now let's say I don't understand what is E14 here. And as you can imagine, this information may not be present in the catalog as well. And this is where the integration with OpenAI actually helps us. We can ask a question uh, for which the information may not be present in the catalog. So I can say, hey, what is E14? And in this case, the system has come back with an answer. It says E14 is a type of bulb base, and it is telling me what exactly it is. I can say, can I use any other bulbs? And it has come back with the answer. It says, no, E14 is the one that you need to be using, and that's what is recommended for this type of chandelier. So let's say now, having asked several questions, I still want to go back and I want to say that, okay, show me more chandeliers like this, and I can click. So we have this option available here, more like this. I can click on that, and in that case, it will go in the backend system. It will use the Klevu's recommendations to identify which other products are similar to the one that I've been questioning about, and it has come back with the answer. So here you can see the chandeliers it is showing, they all have this higher number of lights in them, making them suitable for the brightness, the kind of the brightness I was requesting for in my questioning. Let's say after having looked at these products, now I want to ask more questions, and more questions would be around the pricing. I may want to ask about the delivery. How do I pay? Let's ask certain questions about that. So I can say, how do I pay? When I ask this question, apologies, we can reset and then we can say, how do I pay? And in this case, what happens is that the system has also taken into consideration the other pages which are available on the website. For example, something to do with the payment, something to do with the returns policy. And when I ask a question like, how do I pay? The system is able to identify the intent on the fly that this question is about the payments, and it is choosing the right content, right page on your website, and it is trying to find the answer from that page. So in this case, this particular website has the option of Klarna payment. So it is telling that when you choose Klarna at checkout, you'll get the option to pay for this particular product. I can ask, can I pay in installments? And I know because it's the Klarna here, it should come back with some positive answer. So here you can see it has come back. It says, yes, you can pay in installments with Klarna. And it is also highlighting the two different options which are available. I can ask for a few more questions about the other aspects. So I can say, hey, can I pay on delivery? Now, this is the question. We know that it's not available on the website, and here you can say it has correctly answered that. It says, we apologize, but we do not offer payment on delivery. I can ask a question about the return policy as well. What is your return policy? Or anything, any complex question around returns, you can ask and the system will come back and find the answer of that from the returns policy page. Here it says it's within 14 days of receipt, the product can be returned. Okay, so this was about the full journey of one product. We searched for certain types of products. We compared them with other products. We asked product specific questions as well. We asked questions around payments. We asked questions about the return policy, delivery as well. But now let's look at some more complex example. What can we search here? I can ask a very complex question such as, show me lamp post with minimum 2 lights and dark color. Now, this is a very complex query here. I'm not very specific about how many lights I want. I'm saying that I want minimum 2 lights and it should be dark color. Now, again, I haven't specified any specific color, but my criteria is it should be a dark color. And it has come back with some answers. We can see there are 3 or 4 lights here. If I scroll, we can see there's 2 lights here and so on. But I would like to, as a shopper, I may want to understand that why the system has come up with these options here. And that information we provide under this information tooltip. When I click this, let me zoom it a bit, and you can see here the query that I had submitted, the system has understood. It has taken certain keywords from my query, so it is trying to get me post, lamp. It has automatically applied certain filters. So here you can see the number of arms it has. It has considered 2, 3, 4, and so on. My second requirement was dark color, and system has also understood what colors are available. So it has found out black in this case. And this is what the system has suggested. This is where our integration with systems like large language models is doing its job. The query where it understands what it is looking for. So in this case, lamp post. The post is something that the Klevu has identified, and it knows it needs to show the post. But then when it comes to the suitability criteria, in some cases, it may take help from large language models to understand that how to map those criteria with the data that's available in the catalog. In this case, it is mapping that with the available filters in the catalog, and it is restricting results to the ones which are displayed on the screen. I can ask more complex question. So let's say, let me reset. I can say, I am looking for a pendant with maximum number of lights to brighten up my room. Now, here you can see that again, we call it a concept search, where the system has first understood what we are looking for, but then rest of the things it is trying to map it. It is trying to map it with the available information in the catalog, and these are some of the suggestions that it has come up with. We looked at some of the examples here on the lighting store. I have one another store which is the a kind of home and garden related products available. So let's look at some of the examples there as well. Here I can say, for example, I'm looking for a table. It has come back with certain question here. I don't need to answer. I can just keep on adding my more constraint, and here I say a dining table because that's what I'm looking for. Again, it's coming for more questions. Let's say any, and here we see some suggestions for the dining table. But now I want to add more constraint. I can say it should be wooden and have a marble top. I'm being very specific here. Let's see if the system understands. Okay, so among the other dining tables that it was showing, now it has applied this more criteria to it, and we can see the tables which are wooden and they have the marble top. Same as earlier, we can click on one of them and ask more questions about the product as well. But let's look at few more example. I can say reset here. Now this time I'm saying show me tables with glass tops. Instead of marble top, I'm asking for tables which has glass top in them. And I can see the tables have come up with these glasses. But this time, let's say my criteria was I'm looking for something that is suitable as a coffee table. So this constraint is then added on top of the tables that I was looking at earlier, and you can see it has shown me few more tables which match my criteria. You can say show mirrors, black ones. So it's showing me the black ones, but I'm interested only the round ones. And it has filtered them further. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, these are some of the examples of what can be searched. There is another thing that I like to demonstrate. So let's say I'm searching for wine. Do you have glasses? I say wine glasses, a set of 4. And now we have these different products being visible here. One example we saw earlier when I asked which of these products or which of these chandeliers will give me the brightest light. But so that question was about all the products here. There is a way we can also ask question about specific products as well. So here we have this P0, P1. You can see there is a reference P0 and P1. Which is referring to this product, and P1 is referring to this product. If I want to ask a question about these two products only, for example, how are P0 and P1 different? Now, in this case, I'm referring to the specific products, and the system will take the descriptions, the data that we have about both of these products, and it will try to find the answer from these two products only. So here you can see it says that they have different designs and so on. Yep, it gives more information about this product. Okay, during our beta testing with a few customers, some of the questions came up around what can be customized in this UI. So one of the things that can be customized is, as I said, the welcome message that's coming up. Of course, there is a way you can customize the message that you want to show here, the label that you want to show here. CSS, it's an open system available to you. So CSS is something that you can configure. There are certain aspects of this interactions that's also something that can be customized. For example, we saw that the system was asking these questions. Now, what questions you want to ask for what type of filter, that's something you can tell us and we will be able to change that. How many of these options you want to show here, that's also something that's configurable. In such you would have noticed here that when we're asking a question, it's coming up with a following question. Now, you may not want to do that. You may want to turn off asking questions. You may just want to show the products, or you may want to show products and also ask questions. That's also something that's configurable here. Currently, the system would show a question when it has, let's say, over 100 products to be shown. If you want to change that threshold, that's also something we can customize. The number of products which we are showing in a single banner, that's also something customizable. That's also something we can change. About the delivery price and other kinds of intents, basically nothing to do with the search, but any other type of intents you want us to use a different context. By default, we are using the pages which are available on your website, but if you want us to use some other context, that's also something possible. We can use other data there. And if there are any specific intents, for example, customer may ask a question around, can you price match? Or do you have any discount available? Or do you have any ongoing promotion available? How can I reach out to your customer service? Do you provide assembly service? Do you provide store pickup? There can be different types of intents. And if you want us to use a specific answer for this kind of intents, that's also something we can take into consideration and fine tune the system here. The one big advantage of using Moi is that it's not only conversational, it not only allows you to ask questions in the natural language, but because it's connected with our Klevu indexes, everything you merchandise in Klevu, that is taken into consideration. So while we were showing this wine glasses here, for example, you as a merchant, you have boosted certain types of wine glasses there. As long as they meet the customer criteria and they still they are boosted, then they will appear higher up in the search results. So relevancy is never compromised, but your merchandising criteria are also taken into consideration. One another thing, the results that you see here, they are personalized. So whatever activity a, a customer, a shopper may be doing on the website, whatever products they would have clicked, those are also taken into consideration to personalize the search results that you see here. Okay, so this was about Moi here. Whatever questions you asked here, it's possible to see what customer is doing. Currently, we have limited data available, but as we move further, we will try to make more data available in the Merchant Center. So here we come back in the Merchant Center under Innovations, Moi. We have this another tab called Analytics. If I click on that, it shows me some data. It's not very fancy, but we've tried to provide some basic data at the moment available. So you can see how many Moi requests have come in the selected duration, on which date, how many requests came, something like that will appear. How many Moi sessions have happened, that's something that you can see. What's the conversion? In terms of after asking for products in the Moi, if a customer has clicked on a product and they ended up purchasing that product, we would consider that as a Moi conversion, and all such product conversions will appear in this UI. One final thing, if you want to see the questions which have been asked, we are currently showing the last 250 questions which were asked for a particular store. Here it shows the date and time when they were asked, the actual questions, and what type of intent the system had identified. Yeah, there will be also an option. It's not available in the merchant center at the moment, but if you want a full export of the conversations that have taken place, that's something that we will be able to provide to you on request. Yeah, that's it from my side. Nilay, over to you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Neeraj. We have only 5 minutes left, approximately, so maybe we can take questions if any. I had a few questions that have been earlier received, so I'll go through them, but otherwise we will wrap up if there's no other. I think you already took the question on the kind of you covered that can be the context of the algorithm can be tweaked or not. So you gave some points on that. I just wanted to emphasize that whatever you showed on the Moi experience, it's entirely mobile friendly. It actually works
Yes.
even better on mobile-based devices, and the look and feel of that is customizable as well. Um, and then self-learning from search. You mentioned about kind of using the Klevu learning, so it's a self-learning from search that are taken into consideration when showing the product, kind of the banner or the results. Um, Yeah, these were a couple of questions that I saw, and language. So I think right now it's in English available. So I think that's something to keep in mind. Um, yeah, I think that's it. So let me check the message if there are any other. No, there are no specific questions that I can see. So thank you very much, everyone, and thank you, Neeraj, for the demonstration. Thank you all.